Always Talking Shit Show.
I refuse to just let it go.
It's your boy Doc.
Man, it's your boy Keem Sincere.
And you're back with another episode of the Always Talking Shit Show.
What's up, man? Everybody know what it is if you roll a leaf.
I hate fucking blunts.
You know
that
about
won't
that
stay lit.
stubborn ass leaf that don't want to hit right.
Or the joint that won't stay lit.
Yeah, bro. Raw paper has done a good job at
Yeah,
getting rid
it
of
was
that.
zigzags.
Zigzags used to.
It
It made niggas not want to smoke joints. That's why niggas
God.
didn't smoke joints. Especially where we was at, where like in the weather. Like man, boy, it's snowing outside. Some that thing wet up.
Let me say this with a pause. I'm gonna pause before I say this. Pause.
Get your shit off.
You gotta suck too hard with a zigzag joint, nigga. You gotta see her suck your lungs out. Pause. Like,
It's a lot of suckage. It definitely is a lot of suckage.
So
Pause.
Damn.
It's a lot of suckage, man.
Give yourself a headache trying to
Speaking
get
of
high,
pause,
nigga.
bro, I watched that Bambaataa shit again. Like, that's a big pause.
That's a big pause.
The whole pause, nigga. Like, the whole shit.
You should just pause the whole.
All 44 episodes.
And
That's the debate. It's like, yo, like. But I feel those brothers that's in the nation, like, well, we don't pause Christianity. We didn't pause the Catholic Church. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like.
That's true.
I feel them on that. But maybe we should have. But, we digress. Let's go.
We should have.
We got shit to talk about. You know what I mean? We got shit to talk about. Bro, I can't even get this motherfucker to watch. Just trying to get this joint right here. If y'all knew what I've been going through with this L right here, this is all out of stubbornness.
Super sticky weed. It might just be resonated.
Yeah, it's just stubborn. I'm just being stubborn.
Won't let it go.
I'm not letting it.
You can't let it go. It's too much of a blunt
That's what
to
I'm
let
saying.
go.
I'm gonna
What
get
you
my good
supposed to
little
do?
Mahim. You know what I'm saying? There you go. I just had to get that out of me.
I gotta get on a plane tomorrow for the first time in 4 years.
Would you ever been on a plane in 4 years?
And I wish I flew more often because I'd be less nervous about it. Motherfuckers who fly all the time. It's like in second nature. Like,
Yes, ma'am. We'll try. Thanks for tapping in. Who's that? Zelly? Yo, what's up, boy? My guy.
Fucking Manziel finally came through, huh?
That's my bros right there. The one
I know you talking about
yeah.
Manziel. He finally
Hey,
stopped
Zelly,
through,
man.
huh?
I've been talking to y'all two about each other for years. One of these days, we're going to get y'all in the studio and y'all going to cook. You know what I'm saying? Y'all going to cook. It's going to be a beautiful thing. Shout out to you, though. Thanks for tapping in, bro.
Should I bless it? What's up?
Yeah, man. Go
We
ahead
didn't
and
do that last time.
Yeah, no, we don't. What you going to play?
We gotta make that a thing. What did I play last time? Do you remember?
No, I don't. I don't remember what you threw on.
I'm just gonna bless him.
Yeah, man. Just pick one and let my guy hear something.
Oh, let me pick something he'll like. You say he plays like wind instruments, right?
What did you just say to me?
Did you say he plays wind instruments?
You mean like horns and shit?
This?
Yeah, okay.
That's a wind instrument.
All right, well, nigga, don't talk to me crazy.
I wasn't. I was talking to you like a nigga who does like how it would.
All right, well, talk to me like I'm me, nigga. Like, nigga, I'm a nigga. You just confused the shit. I'm like, nigga, wait, what, nigga? What did I say he played? No, he played a horn, nigga. He played saxophone. Like, you know what I'm saying? He played a sax, bro. He don't play no wind instrument, nigga. Like, I mean, I feel you. I learned something. I ain't know that though.
That's not a wind instrument. It is a wind instrument, but it's a horn. That's a horn. But that's I'm thinking woodwind. But he's a horn player.
He be blowing the hell out of it.
Okay. Well,
Pause.
Let me play some.
Try to play my guy.
Like maybe.
Cause I can't hear it. I kind of can. I feel like something happened. Okay. Let that cook, man, while I get this fired up, and then man, we're gonna get to this first topic because that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Hey, fam.
Well, peep this while you see if you get some inspiration.
You talking about that little you still got that booth thing? Bro, if I'm not mistaken, you might have either showed me one or you had it. It's like a booth, so you can just go in, it's like a Teletubby, and you just go in there and you just go I like that. That's dope. Yeah. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Mom, what's up, man? How the weather in Brooklyn? Everything good? Everybody good? Wish you could send me some chicken from the chicken spot. It really is a whole bunch. Dang, this is spot out here. But no, we just gonna take this. We got to, bro. We got to get in our tourist bag and just go.
Like a Fresh Friday day where we're like, fuck it, we gonna get some food.
That's a fact.
Send me your email. I'll send you the stems of it if you want to play. Shove in the background to it.
Man, I'm not even gonna lie. As I was reading him saying that, and I'm letting it. That'd be interesting, dog.
Hold on, I'm gonna play you.
Hey, Joe, some music to play too. Right.
Yeah, he's supposed to get me on the papers. He brought the blunts back over. He had me hella high that night and brought the papers back.
Man, I'm working on
He brought the papers back.
I'm working. I'm surprised Lizelle ain't say that. I'm working on just being all papers.
Thank you, Mama Rose. Some of that, this is some of that Midwest flavor, you know. Some of that I'm born with, you know what I'm saying? Just a little something for y'all, a little some production, you know what I'm saying, with some of that Doc on flavor. Be on the lookout for that Dowdy Brothers album. I know my brother don't want to release it yet, but I'm not waiting for this nigga no more. He talking about retiring and shit, and
we gotta get that out. We get that from Dialogue. Ain't sitting on that.
I have it.
I know.
It's on the hard drive. You're sitting right there, nigga.
He could be mad at us. We'll tour that shit.
Mad as all as
like,
hell.
You know what I mean?
He ain't gonna be mad when that motherfucking check come in and when we book the tour off that shit when we gone for 6 months.
Right.
When I make that phone call like, D, what you got going for 6 months, bro?
Get your plane ticket.
We gotta go.
All right, man.
Appreciate it, Manziel.
Let's go ahead and get active, man. I know everyone's seen the disturbing images. Fam, I couldn't really wait to talk about this because I've always wondered what it would look like.
If what?
I used to sit, even as a kid sometimes, I would sit and be like, man, I wonder how would society act if all those people coming across the border seeking asylum were black.
Yeah, now we're seeing that shit.
Now we see, like, fam,
they get on horsebacks and
that dude looked like, you see the smile on his face, like he was having fun. Like he looked like man, this is shit my great grandpa used to do.
Hey, my Haitian people,
and I always wanted to do it.
My Haitian people, they got guns, but they can't shoot all you at once. You start pulling niggas off them horses and beating their motherfucking ass.
But then
no, because then the government gonna have to. Government can't come kill all them people. They have to figure out a diplomatic solution. If they come kill all them Haitian people, nigga, Biden gonna get impeached. impeached, nigga.
Fam, I'm not even talking about it like in the sense of them.
Oh.
Okay, let's talk about that.
Nigga,
though.
he would get him, like, as much as I am Democrat or whatever you call it.
I disagree.
I think he get impeached if niggas start just killing these Haitian motherfuckers, bro.
You let one American Border Patrol officer get harmed.
Yeah.
And every last one of those people that participated in that is an enemy combatant of the state. Like, don't ever sleep on what this country does to its enemies.
That's
like,
crazy. But these aren't enemies, man. These are people who need help.
Well, based on our logic,
we want to help everybody, but until niggas come
here
for
this
the help.
country, based on the way this country has always been, and the way it reacts towards and interacts with other nations of color, I don't know.
But let's think about this. Like, America's crazy to me. America's crazy to me, right? We'll help every fucking country we can until you come here.
I don't think we help every country.
I think we helped Haiti before. I think we do help Haiti.
Like, but you can't confuse like celebrities getting on a hotline and raising money.
I think America helps Haiti.
Look,
I might be wrong.
I get it. There's been natural catastrophes where all the like Western powers and major countries helped.
Hey,
right?
Matt, let me tell you this. You're looking at two motherfuckers who are looking at this very closely.
Oh no, Matt, I feel you.
How this plays out. We really don't have political affiliation over here.
Fam, no, I feel Matt, man.
We really don't.
Look,
like,
fam.
We're just looking for somebody to do right shit.
At the end of the day, if the Republican Party produced a presidential candidate worth voting for, I would vote for him.
If they produced a presidential candidate that was for black people and really did black people, nigga,
let me say this.
Bro.
Let me say this too. Like, and with my heritage, like, I don't have the luxury of not participating politically, because you gotta understand, bro. Like, it's not even 100%. It's not. I mean, it's an amended right that I have the liberty to vote. Right. That I have to rely on typically a white president.
That in Georgia is being
I typically have to rely on a white president to extend that every 25 or so years. I mean, George Bush didn't just put in law that black people have the right to vote as any other natural citizen. He extended the amendment that allows us to vote.
Yeah, how do we have an amendment and not just you get to vote?
That just goes the difference between like, there's a lot of intelligent people that can sit back and be like, yo, this is all nonsense. I don't want to participate. But we don't have the history that says, hey, you not participating could land you in shackles.
Yep.
And that's just an important thing that I'll never forget, man. My grandfather shared a story with me about voting, and I don't even know if he was too politically astute or into voting like that.
Right.
But he shared a story with me, man, in passing when I was in Mobile, Alabama. I probably was about 9 years old. I'll never forget it. I hardly ever repeat it. Nigga, I vote. I'm going to find someone intellectual, someone intelligent, someone that I hope can get a job done, move the needle. Now, am I a delusional voter? Nope. No. Now, I wasn't the guy that thought because we had a black president, racism was going to end.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Or he was going to be able to scale back in 4 years.
Here's my thing about
400 years of systemic
Obama.
oppression.
Motherfuckers who think Obama were going to do that, you're an idiot. You need to look at Obama for what he was. Nigga, we finally had a black president. That alone is a win.
To an extent.
To an extent, is a win. For you to think that this man was going to eradicate and just bring us to the highest plateau in 8 years. I don't want to make it
about Obama. We still about
no, I get that, but I'm just we're going to go back to it in a second, but I just wanted to say, like, this nigga had 8 years, bro. You're not going to undo 500 years of bullshit in 8 years. Nigga, I don't give a fuck how powerful. I don't care if he had had both sides of the fence, everybody working with him. It just
that's a good distinction. Stay right there. You can have 8 years, but when you have Mitch McConnell and the Republican Party, literally the day that you're celebrating being elected, meeting in the halls of Congress in the middle of the night to conduct a plan to make sure that even at the cost of democracy, right, we're going to make sure that this guy is a one-term president and he's not successful. Now, I don't think that just because you're a leader in this country that it gives you a pass for being mediocre. So I think that a lot of these powerful men on the white men on the Republican side that holds this country hostage every year. Mm-hmm. Every year they're holding us hostage on behalf of big money, oil corporations, etc. The rich elite. These are gatekeepers. And there's gatekeepers all through this society. There's gatekeepers in the music industry. There's gatekeepers politically. There's gatekeepers on the Democratic side that look like us, that will come to us and assure voting and rally the troops and get in the halls of Congress and not do a damn thing to vote to white with us.
Hey, Matt, fuck term limits, age limits.
Term and age limits.
Yeah, term and age limits. So, as president, I don't feel like, as being him said, 60, you shouldn't be able to be president after that.
After 60,
it's old politics now.
I don't even think president. I think you can't hold a national office.
Yeah, past 60.
With a government salary.
Nope.
Past 60, it's time to retire or go into another field.
Yep.
Go be an advisor. Go in the private sector and see if you can sink the swim. Hey, it's the same analogy as why I don't like gospel music. When people hear that, they're like, "What do you mean? You don't like gospel music? What are you, a heathen?"
I don't like gospel music either.
I grew up in church, so it's odd for people to hear me say that. Like, what do you mean you don't like gospel music? But it's just to me, it's always been a cheat code. To me, jazz, anything that has an improvisation to it, hip hop music, rock and roll, like to me, it's more gospel.
It's more gospel.
You can tell a story without constraint. Like what Kanye West did with his last album. The fact that you got people talking about worldly situations.
And the fact that it's
let me finish. And scenarios, right? With the overall vibe of positivity, it goes to show you, man, that like there is a such thing as devil music.
Well, let's say this as well, that you had to tell me that was a gospel album, and I had to actually go re-listen to it.
To it as a gospel album.
Yeah, because it does not come off as that.
Because it's like damn near you shouldn't even call it. It's like a Ye album. Like this nigga just made a new genre. Like you know what I'm saying?
Bro, period.
It's crazy, dog. Like because it's musically
Let's call it
inclined.
what it is.
Like,
he's been calling himself this for. It's Yeezus.
It's some Yeezus shit.
That's Yeezus right there.
Because it's like it's different.
Not to say that he's Jesus or anything like that, but for what he personified that Yeezus title as, I feel like he's coming into it now.
You're right, Matt. Like, think about it. Hey, fam, think about if it was just as hard. This is my thing. Like, fam, you shouldn't. Why do you need to know what's in my blood to work at Walmart?
Right.
Or some shit like that. But I don't know what. I look at these politicians, bro, and I'm like, even at their age. Fam, you can't be the president and do all the things that it takes, all the physical and mental stress that it takes to be the president.
Yeah, and not do
at 80 plus years old and not be on a drug.
Yeah, Adderall, something.
You got to be on a drug. You're on some kind of prescribed drug. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy to me, bro. Like, I be seeing those memes where they be like, "Oh, America's not a country; it's an oligarch. It's ran by oligarchs." And it be the older you get, it's harder to like rinse that from your mind. Like you know what I mean? Like, damn, what kind of country do we live in?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because remember all the hoopla about Afghanistan? That shit's a dub, nigga. It's not even been a month.
Yeah.
Not even been a month. You heard them talking about it? Nobody talking about Afghanistan.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't just Haitian people at that border. Those was Haitian people that were in Mexico that got their work visas or whatever revoked and basically was stuck. Like, we coming to America now for asylum, land of the free, land of the immigrants, right?
Yeah.
But that don't apply to all people, man.
It never did, nigga.
It doesn't apply to all people. And when you go to the federal judges, Matt, I'm agreeing with all that. Hey, and Matt, I want her to run for president, dog. AOC is the truth.
Very.
Like, she goes hard, and
she will. You know what's crazy is she misses the fucking cutoff to be president, to run for president next term.
Because her age?
By like a month or two. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep, she'll miss it by a month or two to be able to run for president.
And that's where we are in 2022.
Yep.
Well, 2021 going on 2022. It's
that your best candidate has to wait 8 years because she'll miss the cutoff by 4
right.
months.
And the fact that she's a Latin woman, I don't think that she's really looked at as. See, the Democratic Party has to be careful, man, because like there's a two-sided war going on in the House of Liberals. You have progressive liberals, and then you have a set of liberals that are just kind of more like, fam, they're good old boys and girls. They've been in the game forever. You know what I mean? And there's nothing that insinuates them to look, bro. Like when you start looking at Congress and find out and realize that everyone that's elected official is a millionaire for the most part, right? Especially at the national level. Like You might have some blue collar people still at the state
They're 100,000
level,
now.
right? They're on their way though.
Yeah.
Like, but the fact is that all of these people representing us, the average congressman and woman doesn't do their grocery shopping.
Nope.
They don't know. They don't know what the fuck a gallon of milk
I
costs.
bet they don't even go.
They don't know how
on
much.
Gas.
I was about to say they don't know how much a gallon of gas. You
But
think
they
they're really
tank is
paying
full
attention to
every
that?
day.
They have a driver, and I wouldn't be surprised if they just getting free gas because there's jobs,
Right.
you know, where you work for the state where you get free gas. So why would I think that congressmen and women don't take all these different perks? And so what happens is it just becomes elitism, right? Now, the former president, just called Haiti a shithole country.
Yeah.
Right? How many millions of people voted for him? I don't know the exact number, but millions of people voted for this dude to be president again. There's still people out there doing stop the steal rallies, et cetera, right? I'm bringing that up to say this, like, they have made it conducive, like, you know, they program the minds of everyday Americans to think of Africa, Jamaica, Haiti, places like that as shithole countries.
Right. And they're not.
We've said it for years, but now you can see it in action.
Yep.
Bro, that white guy was it was like a moment of truth for him. It was like, this is what my ancestors used to do. You could see it. He was proud. Dog, I have never seen no Latin person coming over to America illegal get whipped by the border patrol.
Never.
With a whip on a horse. Right. Now, I'm not ignorant. I know that they be fucking Mexicans up when they try to come over here and they catch them.
Yeah.
I know they be raping Mexican women on the border when they trying to come over here with their child. I know all that shit happens. I'm not a fool.
Right.
And I'll never deny that. But the images that were put out there, like, dog, first off, who was taking these pictures? Like, was the media there? Was the press there?
Right.
Just watching this shit and taking pictures? Like, I just don't understand it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Just like the guy that, you know, you see the kid, he's in handcuffs, they're walking him out, and the cop just comes and sucker punches him. And all the other police officers just stand there. They don't do nothing.
Nothing.
And that'd be the same thing I'd be saying about the military. Men and women of the military. All right? Because what they do is they under-support you. They send you on murder missions and on suicidal missions under the guise of protecting American democracy, but you're over there stealing oil. You're over there, you know, manning poppy seed farms and shit like that, all for like things that aren't conducive to Americanism. It doesn't save us from anything. It doesn't keep us safe, right? If anything, it creates more enemies abroad because you're stealing other people's natural resources. You're refusing to pay the going market price for what things cost because you're America. You're the biggest gang on the planet.
Oh,
so you take.
Time out.
No, let me finish what I'm saying. Let me finish what I'm saying. You take everything that you teach men and women of the military, and then you ask them to come home and turn that shit off. And the reason why I say that is because I've never heard a story of a group of military men and women going into the inner city and protecting black people from police brutality. Or I never heard stories of men and the great heroes of the greater generations, right? They were better men than us. They had more code and honor than us. But those men never came home and fought for the very men that fought with them and saved them many times abroad in war. They were okay with black soldiers coming home and getting treated like niggers and being lesser than. These conversations have to be honest, and we got to have truth in that. Like, don't go be a hero in Afghanistan and be on the sidelines for justice and equality in America. Because then I look at it as maybe you just went over there for the benefits of the military and for a check. People are going to be offended when they hear me say that. But I come from a military family. However, these are conversations that need to be had, and it's fair to have them. Like, you know what I mean? You hear stories of what men and women in our uniforms have done to protect people that's going through oppression abroad. And I just be wondering, like, no men and women that's in the military that have military service, that have been highly decorated, that gets the benefit of doubt, none of them feel like they should go help those people on the border. To me, that's just always been kind of asinine and crazy. Like, you've never seen during the Ferguson riots or when these black women and children and men and elderly people are getting dog sicked on them and water hosed and gassed and all this type of shit. I just never seen a group of men and women from the military jumping up, you know what I'm saying, to protect Americans. So I just always found that kind of funny, man. And like, you know, people will argue with you about police brutality. They'll say it's because of the way you dress or because of the way you dealt with them or you weren't complying. Man, look at how beautiful and innocent those people were. It's no different if they're Latin, if they're, you know, black or brown, like whatever. But I just think that we're really ignorant and naive if we don't think any white people are here illegally. You go show me an image on the Canadian border of a white person getting beat up like that because they're trying to come to America. I just think that shit's crazy to me. Like, you know what I mean? If you don't think there's people in New York City right now from Russia and Poland that ain't here legally, you're a damn fool. You know what I mean? I understand the like geographical differences of a lot of this, but it's just still, man, Americans got to decide, like, hey, man, if you believe in any of this shit that you push, whether it's your religion, whether it's your ethics, there has to be some accountability for it, right? Mm-hmm. And all these karmatic people that's talking about energy and karma. Well, what's our karma for talking about this shit like it's just a news story and not really being up in an uprise about it? You know what I'm saying? I feel bad for Haitian Americans. Right. How do you feel a part of this thing that we call a country and a nation and American if people that look like you come from your country, they're just trying to come over here? And you got to be careful, dog, because it can stir dissension between the other minority groups. You know what I mean? Yeah. Some black people can look at this and be like, "Oh, that's fucked up." Right. How come ain't no Mexican people, nigga, talking about this?
Yeah, exactly, right.
Like,
but
we hear
stand
y'all
up
talk
for
about
them
immigration all the time,
right.
and black people are always going hard for democratic issues and voter rights. And it was a black man that created the Dreamers program to keep all these millions of illegal Mexican people here in America. Where are they speaking out about these Haitians? Like, I just don't see it. Like, my timeline is usually filled with some of my Mexican friends and Hispanic family members and friends talking about immigration issue. Like, AOC can't be the only one that sees this.
Right.
So it's just something to pay attention to. You know, and we just got to have real conversations. But right now, there's a black woman in Texas about to lose her job as a principal because one of her teachers taught a history lesson. And they banned that. You can't teach what white America did to black America here in America. Yep. It's illegal in certain states.
Because you don't want to make people feel bad.
Hey, man, me and Dre and people that look like me and Dre and a few of my friends, like my boy Matt, like, we can't be the only ones talking about this shit. Where's the uproar in this? Hey, man, they already didn't teach. They already taught a white version of what happened.
Now they wanted to teach.
Now they don't even want to talk about. They like, oh, that was a mistake. We shouldn't have said nothing about nothing. Like, everything's fine. Everything's the way it's intended to be. So when I see this, the incident with the Haitian immigrant people that's trying to get over it, man, it just, to me, reaffirms a lot of the insecurities I have about America, a lot of the insecurities I honestly have about white America, Latin America, Asian America, so-called Native America, because I'm just like, bro, I know for a fact, like, all of our leaders have lended their voice to all of their issues, all these issues. All of these issues. Hey, Martin Luther King he didn't just put his life on the line for fucking black people. So it's just one of those things, man. Like, we got to have some real conversations in this country because that can't go down, man, because it's only a matter of time before a people uprises from oppression. And you don't want it to be a violent uprising, right? You don't want that to happen. But, bro, them Zoes ain't nothing to play with. Right. Let's talk real right now. it ain't no more gangster group.
Quit playing with them Zopound Haitians, bro.
It ain't no more gangster group of people in America than the one Haitian group of Americans, bro. Like,
you gotta be really okay. Let's talk about the Zopound, right? You gotta be worried about a group of niggas that will run up on you with your gun with machetes, nigga.
That's not even what, dog. That's not even half of it.
Scary. No, I'm just saying,
like,
that's scary in itself.
What?
A nigga who don't fear your gun over these motherfucking half swords, nigga.
Bro, let's just start it with this. Like,
in public, nigga.
This is my theory. This is my theory about this, and I'll get off this. We can move on. My theory about the Haitian immigrant crisis that we had at the border is, once I learned about the Haitian Revolution, I understood why Haiti was fucked up.
Right.
You understand? See, Jamaica is fucked up for black Jamaicans, but there's a lot of white Jamaicans that are there from colonialism that live in palatial type island resort homes and own businesses, and the native people,
with South Africans.
The native people there have made them very wealthy. So we see Jamaica and see black people because that's what they show us, right? But there's another side to that. That's why that is sustainable. That's why Americans and Europeans alike and Asian people, they go to Jamaica and they can kick it there. Yeah. The reason why you don't take your ass to Haiti is because Haiti is the only group of black people that fought off colonialism and slavery to the point where the Europeans had to leave them alone. But what they did was,
let them dry and
it's no different than
resources.
It's no different than like Liberia, that's a country in Africa full of African American refugees that fled America and escaped from slavery. Why do you think no world power will help them?
Yep.
Because you're an enemy. You're the one that got away, so to speak. Like, I mean, this world, the Western civilization of the world, hates Haiti, and they hate Haitians, and that's why they don't get help. And that's why, and that's why they were treated that way.
Right.
It's like, who gives you the right to put your hands on anybody? Hey, man, if I come to your store and I'm not allowed to be in your store, you
just
have to ask me to leave.
Yeah, don't put your hands on me.
That's how we do things here in America. You don't get to whip me as you escort me out the door.
Yeah. I wish you would try.
In most places in this country, it's not illegal to shoot a trespasser.
Nope.
Hey, this is my property. No trespassing. I have to tell you, hey, no trespassing. I need you to leave. And if you refuse to leave, then I need to alert the authorities.
Yep.
And while I'm alerting authorities, if you become a threat to me, then I have the right to execute, self-defense and defend myself any way I choose fit.
I deem fit, yeah.
If people that so-called are men and women of the law, fam, they should be held to a higher degree, to a higher extent of compassion, a higher extent of restraint. And it goes back to that video I was talking about the other day about this fucking 14, 15-year-old kid that was on a jog. A police officer damn near got his ass murdered by this white man that was beating his ass, and he was getting his gun. And the cop basically had to ask the kid to help him. This is like, I can't tell if the kid is Hispanic or black. But this is a kid that normally has to fear cops. This is a kid that his parents have definitely had given him the talk about police in this country. Yep. You've seen the hesitation in this kid because he was like, this could go bad for me.
Am I going to get shot by this motherfucker?
This could go bad for me because if I go to help you and another cop pulls up and starts shooting, he might think he's going to assume that I'm part of the problem. We've seen this, right? So the kid against his hesitation, his better judgment, he jumps down there and he helps the cop. First thing he does is secure the cop's gun, right? He gets the guy's hands off the cop's gun. He does it. Turns out this kid is a trained fighter. He's training jiu-jitsu. So he knows that. Yeah. He's only a beginning belt.
Yeah.
He's not a wizard. He's not a master. Nobody teaching him will put him up against anyone in competition.
But he knows enough to
He's green. He's green as they come.
But he knows enough to, you don't know anything.
The point is you have this very amateur level kid that because of the skill set and the training that he has which is amateur level, it superseded the training of a police officer riding singly on duty, patrolling a neighborhood with a license to shoot and weapons of mass destruction, nigga. I come here and fuck some shit up with these guns I got on me, right?
But that nigga couldn't do nothing.
But he couldn't do nothing with this dude. Now, for fairness, bro, I probably wasn't gonna do nothing with this big ass corn-fed ass white boy either. This is a big ass ginger.
He should have tased him from the gate.
Big boy, right?
He should have never tried to.
It's a big boy.
He should have just tased that nigga from the gate.
But the thing is, there's compassion given when they don't look like us, right? Your ass, they'll have your ass for just tasing this white man for no fucking reason, right? So that puts this officer
in danger.
Unfortunately, right? What do we call it? A couple months ago, white privilege gone wrong, right? So now this cop is wrestling with this guy,
whipped by
and the dude is on his ass. Now, in fairness, the dude is telling the cop the whole time, "Why are you putting your hands on me? I didn't do anything. You have the wrong person."
Right.
I don't know if he had the wrong person. The video doesn't really get to that. That's not the point of the video, right? He could be guilty or innocent, but
that's not the point.
Under what they told us, he's resisting arrest.
Yeah, there you go, right.
And now that cop has a right to be lethal and do whatever the hell he doing to him. That's what y'all told us. So the cop is struggling with him, though. And finally, the dude was like, "Man, F you," and he starts going for his gun. Like, "I'm going to get you up off me."
I'm about to shoot you, man.
The cop screams, "Help me. Help, please help," to this 16-year-old brown-skinned kid. Right? My little motherfucker look like Trayvon Martin. Right?
Got that nigga up off.
For the point of this story, his name is Trayvon Martin.
Right.
Little Trayvon Martin, nigga, while going on a jog in his neighborhood, decides against his better judgment to get down there, put himself in harm's way, and help this damn cop against a white criminal.
Okay, well, let's say this too. What if another cop didn't show up? What if the gun just went off and shot the young dude?
That's why I said
that's why I said
there's
so many.
You're putting yourself in harm's way against his better against what his mother and father would advise him in that moment. Like, no, don't help him. Get away from that. Right? I am.
We probably walking off.
Fuck you mean I am?
Cop would have got done.
I'd have had my shoulder damn near dislocated by a cop for no reason. Man, fuck y'all. I'm not doing that. So look, the world knows where I stand with police. I don't get in their way. Leave me alone. Right? I'm not a criminal because I don't want to deal with you all. So he's down there tussling with him. Now what happens is you can see this kid looking at the cop like, "Bro, what are you doing?"
Fuck you.
It gets to a point where instantly you realize the cop is in the way.
Yeah.
So the cop, he's defeated. He kind of like, he's still on the guy, and because of the kid came and grabbed his arms and secured him using jujitsu. This big ass dude was like, and just complied with him. He didn't have no choice.
Yeah, he won. He was over.
Little young boy was walking him like a dog, like, "Hey man, do your hands."
Nigga,
and he told him like, "Hey,
I don't want to do.
I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Like I snapped this shit." and the dude is like, big old boy.
Yeah, but he knew.
Of course you knew, because you feel that. You feel all that shit.
All he had to do was a quick.
Yeah, so he was like, "Oh shit!" So he didn't got his other arm. He didn't let go of the gun. Now the dude has him. Now the cop is big. The cop just swung around on him, and he's putting extra pressure on him. Like, "Yeah, let me get." Now the cop is putting handcuffs on him. The cop is nervous, tired, out of shape. He's fumbling the handcuffs, taking mad long to cuff this dude.
Like about to really.
The young kid reaches in and assists him in like buckling the cops down, like, "I got him." And then the young kid tells the cop, "Hey man, get your knee off of his neck. You still have all of your body weight
on this man's neck,
leaning against him from the head down. I helped you secure him.
You don't need to do
I got him." He looked at him. He was like, "Man, I got him. He's going nowhere.
Yeah.
Get off of him." And then the cop was like, "No, just let me make sure. I just want to make sure." Because now the cop is trying to reassert. I think he's embarrassed. Yeah. I think he realizes this. There's people gathering around. People now see this.
That's what the
he knows they're recording this.
And just do your job.
And that's when the kid told him again, firmly, like, "Hey, get your neck off, your knee off of his neck," and tapped his thigh like that. And he, "All right, man," and got up. And then, like, the kid was like, "Okay,
that nigga's
bro,
get your ass up, nigga."
Right. This kid is a whole hero, fam. A whole hero.
Saved two niggas' lives.
A whole hero, this kid is. And then he just kind of was like, "Man, all right." He kind of had him, and then he told the dude, like, "Hey, man, just take care of it, bro. Like, just let it go. The big ass dude, nigga, was just like, man, fuck. I'm just saying, bro. I didn't do anything. Now he's calm.
He's calm. Like now niggas can talk.
Yeah, bro. He's breathing now.
Yeah.
Like, man, I was just trying to tell him I didn't do anything. Well, now he realizes this kid then locked your ass up. He got you hemmed up.
Yeah.
You're not getting away from him. Now you're in handcuffs.
Yep.
All right. And then the kid literally to the cop, like, because the cop was still kneeling over, kind of like holding on to him. He's like, man, get up. He's not going nowhere. And then you can see the cop just, all right, now trying to like call it in, and like now he's trying to tell people to back up. But the cop is like irritated, you could tell. And I'm saying to myself, why do we put men and women in those positions?
Yep.
You foolishly make them think that they're trained. And the elite cops, the SWAT team and all them, they only are used to dealing with murderers, hardened criminals. Just like, so all they know is police brutality and abuse.
Yep.
Like,
because by the time they get there, they're
fam,
certified to do all this
fam,
at that point. Like,
I'm
gonna
fuck you up.
Yeah, now
like, hey,
if they called me,
bruh,
I'm shooting somebody.
Those kind of cops aren't even telling you what to do,
Yeah.
nigga. They just moving you like, hey, man, we going this way. They got your head all down, like, you know what I'm saying? They don't care.
Because if SWAT team comes, it's to kill whoever's there. It ain't to subdue.
Bro,
it's to get the whole situation
when the SWAT
done,
comes,
nigga.
that means it's a potential like,
Somebody's
hey man, somebody might
die.
get popped. They don't really like advertise it like that.
No,
but that's really what it is,
that's why
fam.
SWAT comes.
Like that's why they coming. And so I'm just saying, like, if you take a soldier on
Special
patrol in
weapons and
Afghanistan,
tactics, nigga.
you take a soldier on patrol in Afghanistan, everyday patrol, boom, 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 just a greenish level, lower level soldier. They're all experienced. God bless them all, right? He's just patrolling. And then you take like an elite Delta fucking Navy SEALs team, and for some reason they got to patrol that same area. Trust me, the people that are being patrolled want the other guys to come back.
Oh yeah,
because them other motherfuckers, they're not playing. If I say sit down, fam, sit down.
Well, I'm
sit your
sit
ass
you
down.
Yep.
They have a short. There's no diffusing anything.
There's being told once and in touch.
Bro,
nigga,
I'm
that's
gonna beat
all
your
you
ass
get,
in here.
right.
Like, what are you talking about? If you get too rowdy and I kill you, oh well.
Like, this is
what happens. And so I'm just talking about the levels of humane.
Yeah.
Yo, fam, these are supposed to be border patrol people. And to be honest, I'm not naive, but no one else is either. It ain't too many people that's just dropping a group of soldiers off near American waters and asking them to come in and do harm to us.
Nope.
I'm not being cocky. But the last terrorist attack, y'all don't think America has something to do with it? We don't think that like certain fractions of our government were complicit? Whether it was through incompetence or just sheer like we in on it, that's what happened with 9/11. So it's like we can't be sitting here thinking, man. There's even stories about Pearl Harbor, where there's like, hey man, like we kind of knew it was coming, but we wanted to get in this war. We needed the people to get behind it. You know what I'm saying?
We'll see.
Let them come over here and do that. America's all for it. They'll send you this
because it was war the next week, right?
Especially back then,
war the next
especially
week.
Back then,
bombs just
man. Americans would send their kids and grandkids off to war in a minute if somebody bombed it.
Yeah, and
that's still kind of the notion here. The saddest thing about the Afghanistan war is that Americans just grew tired of it and stopped paying attention to it.
Yeah,
they just got back to their life. Oh, you got a kid in the military? They're over. Oh, man, God bless them. I hope they're safe. Yep. And got right back to watching football, doing whatever we doing, working. It wasn't like the all hands on deck. Everybody's paying attention to everything that's going on like it was in the past. I think a lot of that was on purpose.
Nigga, I remember my mom's husband used to watch the war in Iraq every morning, and then eventually Fox News stopped covering it.
Right.
It just.
You know why? The ratings is down. We gotta move on to something.
Right.
Else. It's the longest war in American history, and nobody could tell you why it started, why we were really over there, and why we stayed over so long. And then it's like, so you mean to tell me that the people that was over there that are so bad that you sent all my high school classmates over there to get fucked up? We're
giving it back over to them.
Now they cool.
Yeah, and we're just here you go.
Now this is a trickery of American politics. We shouldn't have never went. We went on some bullshit. So whatever president's in office, when we leave, you can be the bad guy.
Yep.
They can always make it seem like a bad guy. And so you've seen that in the media. Oh, Joe Biden, look, he butched this. This is the horrible. It's impeachable.
It was never going to happen.
And now nobody really talks about that shit no more.
But the thing about it, too, is it was never going to happen any better way. You were never going to hand that over to the Taliban, and it was just going to be fucking butterfly and rainbows, nigga.
No, so fam, they were part of a work program in Mexico. At least I read. I can't say for sure. They were part of some kind of work pro immigrant work program with Mexico, and that like work visa type situation. I'm putting words. I'm using our own vernacular to it, but I think after that is what made them uh, kind of say, "Fuck it." Well, we're stuck here. It's either go back to Haiti, and Haiti just had that. They just had like an earthquake or some shit like that, right? Like a big earthquake. So even to go back, maybe let's say if that earthquake don't happen, they probably not even in America. They probably would just went back home.
Right.
But look, who's to say they got a home to come back go to? Hey, look, fam, I'm not pitting anybody against each other, but I dead ass was watching the news a couple of months ago and seeing a Salvadorian woman, and they were considering giving her asylum, and they had these nonprofit organizations backing her and pushing the Biden administration. They had just sworn Joe Biden in not too long. Like it was like right after the administration got in, and they was pressuring him and Kamala to like give her immediate asylum. And fam, when they got her on the news and actually was asking what her issue was and why she needed asylum, you know what it was?
What?
She said that where she lived, her sister's husband or boyfriend had grew abusive to the two of them, and she had heard rumors that he was going to kill her. Now, God bless this woman. No women, nobody should be in those abusive situations. But fam, I'm from America, fam. I was born in the 80s. I lived through the crack epidemic, fam. Nigga, I watched these gangs catch on like wildfire. Nigga, I listen to hip hop music before gangster rap, fam. So I see the evolution. Nigga, I see the shit that goes on in this country. And I'm just like, fam, I have seen them send motherfuckers back that came over here on a raft from Cuba. Damn near kick that raft right back. Like, hey man, nah, go home. Right? Send the nigga right back to Haiti. Right? So right back to Haiti, nigga. Oh, you came over here from Haiti? Yeah, go right back on that boat.
Let me get a little bit of air in that sort of shit for you, nigga. Get your ass.
Take a whole boat of Haitian migrants, nigga, and feed them. Nigga, give them some water, nigga.
Get them right back on
and man, way. Like, here's a little oil for that boat, nigga. Y'all going right, little gas. Y'all going right back, nigga.
We're going to follow the international
So
water,
my
nigga.
thing is like, I don't know what a good reason for asylum is, fam. Right. I think I got an idea, but all the time I be hearing shit, whether it's Latin people, white people, or black people, or Asian people, I've seen situations where it's like, damn, nigga, like, yeah, let them come over here. That's fucked up. Where they be like, nah, they can't come. So I don't know what a good reason is. But when I was thinking, like, I was like, that's a good reason? I was like, fam, like, out of all them people outside, nigga, you probably got the weakest reason here. And if they knew, remember that little boy that was crying? Like, he had got cut off from the people that his family sent him with, and he had escaped some child kidnappers, nigga, and was just out there, like, nigga, the border is, like, in the kitchen. And he right here, and they was like, nah. Like, nah, nigga, you can't come, little man.
Ran in there.
You can't, shorty, you can't come. And then they found out he had like a cousin and like an aunt here, and they was just like, yeah, man, we was hoping he made, like, they was worried. His mom had got kidnapped by the
cartel,
by the niggas that was sending it. So she stuck in probably some kind of prostitution ring and shit now, right? They sex traffickers. He got away, you know what I'm saying? And the migrant people he was with, nigga, they dipped on him. Dog, I don't want no human going through that.
Right.
That's a freaked up scenario. Like, I don't lack compassion for that.
Right.
But I'm just like, fam, we either got to be for everybody or
nobody.
Are we going to be reduced to being tribal and, like, people, like, make up their own tribes as family and friends, and that's all we care about? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's just a wild game, dog. It's a wild game. Sticking on that border, though, that's what led me to this story, because I think I was in the actually, I'm not going to name my source because I don't remember. But I'm looking at the article, and you know how this shit just feed into another article. What you know about El Mayo?
Absolutely nothing.
Just the crazy shit. We love gangsters in America, right? We love gangsters in this country. We love big dope dealing kingpins and shit. We love it. We make movies about them, right? We put them on T-shirts. We love motherfuckers like this. Why do we not know about El Mayo? El Mayo is El Chapo's OG. From the Sin of Your Lawyer. They put it out there like, I don't even want to say the name of that gang. Fuck it. But you know what we're talking about. This dude used to be a Sicario turned cartel boss. So not only is he like very savvy in the drug trade, he's been a big time boss since like the 80s. He's in his mid 70s. He's never gotten a parking ticket. He has no arrest record.
He's that guy.
No fingerprints on any documents or anything. And honestly, bro, it was a time where the U.S. government thought the nigga was a joke. Like nigga, he don't exist.
Ain't no El Mayo.
Yeah, ain't no El Mayo. That's just some like Mexican shit that they saying, making it up. Like that's just a myth because nobody had ever seen him. But the people of Mexico knew that, like, yo,
I'm talking about El Mayo.
If you do see him, no. If you do see him,
dead.
It's a problem.
That's the last time you see anything.
You want to see Chapo.
Yeah, you don't want to see Mayo.
Chapo's the negotiator.
Okay.
They say it's like Supreme and Prince. They say Preem was the businessman. What 50 say in the song? They say Preem was the businessman and Prince was the killer. So it was like that Supreme Team shit back in New York back in the day. Like they said it like, yo, if you had a dispute, you had some mean shit going on. And Supreme came through with the hazel eyes, looking fly, jumping out of something fresh, looking like a movie star. You were gonna live that day. Yeah. You okay? Don't get it messed up. Preem would get you up out of here if he had to. Right. But Preem coming to set you straight. Take your setting straight. Get your straightening and going about your business. Right.
Prince, if he come, you see Prince.
His nephew come.
You're dead.
Start running.
Hopefully you get away.
Yeah, start running, bro. If he tells you, oh yeah, my nephew be to see you.
Move.
And that's how it was with Chapo. You seen Chapo, as smart as he has to be who he is, and make the money that he made illegally, even though you can't do that without help from the government. Yeah. You can see he was still like naive and maybe kind of like silly enough to just. I'll meet with this superstar actress. She's beautiful. She love me. I'll meet with Sean Penn and do the little joint. They ain't gonna catch me. I know I got my shit set up, and I don't know if they use that. I mean, it's alleged that helped, but because it was the timing of it all. But fam, I just feel like when you become a billionaire doing something illegal, I don't care if it's selling illegal tomatoes. This government, these world governments. And they're instruments of surveillance. They're instruments of intelligence and things like that. They're agencies. The agencies that you don't even know about. Fam. You're just kind of naive to think you're going to build that. Right. Or if you do, or if a person does build that, we're naive to think that it's like the movie Scarface. Yep. You know, there's politicians that we've all voted for that has helped El Chapo become El Chapo. And you're a damn fool if you don't believe so. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about right now.
Oh, yeah.
Shit.
Hell yeah.
That's just the way America works. It's the way this world works. You know? The so-called good people are cool as long as they control the so-called bad people. They set the rules on what's bad, and it's cool as long as they can control it. Cocaine never left the country because how lucrative it was. Mm-hmm. So they just sought to control it. They're never going to let an immigrant come over here and bring something that only their tribe of people can benefit from. Like I was reading some shit that Patron was once banned here, and all kind of like Hispanic liquors that we all love and adore now, because at the time the only people that could make the shit was motherfuckers coming from Mexico, right. And that was a way to ensure that they were going to make money and build economic wealth. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's just something to pay attention to, dog. This cat, they say is responsible for 70 to 80% of the opioids in this country.
That don't surprise me.
Right. And since he's became the forefront of that cartel, they're saying that this is just, American stats. So this all could be fugazi, it could be real. They're saying that like he literally 70 to 80% of the opioids, and for the first time in like forever, the number one cause of death by Americans aren't guns anymore. It's opioids. So now you see why there's documentary films and he's popping up in articles. They're about to make his ass a star too. Because trust me, they're gonna make a movie about his ass.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's gonna
try and
pique the
catch him
interest of
next.
people.
Yeah.
And there you go. There's gonna be a politician in Mexico that's like, yo,
Get him out of there.
yeah, I can get him up out of here
Get
and,
him out of
and
there.
become president. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a country that's like a lot of some other countries that if you can become president, you get to be rich, and you don't have to be as secretive as you're doing it here or in Canada.
Yeah.
You can just steal from the people. It's set up that way. You know, because it's a whole country of brown people. So America ain't gonna help them, and neither is Canada. I've always wondered why is Mexico in the economic standards situation it's in, if it's on the richest continent in the world.
Yeah.
It's just wild to me. Some things to think about, man. Talk your shit about it, man. Get back at us. Let us know what you think. We're gonna lighten the show up a little bit, man, because fam, I gotta admit, I got in my bag and started watching some documentaries. And you know I'll be watching some wild documentaries. I just started this one, but it's about the magic of mushrooms. Fam, I didn't realize mushrooms, like, excuse the blasphemy, but mushrooms are God. A carcass in the wild, after the animals have got all what they seem fit out of it, ain't nobody coming to clean that shit up. The fungi that, forms it's like fungus, you know what I'm saying? But it's a type of mushroom that, like, it's a form of mushroom as well.
Right.
That's what there's breaking down how a lot of things that we look at as just simple fungus is actually a form of a mushroom. And not Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, shortly before he passed, had a little session where he was speaking toward a group of, what he dubbed elite people. And he had expressed a secret project that he was working on where they took the science of fungus, mushroom, right? And this is me explaining the shit. Rock with me. And they were using it for like oil spill ups. They can go like put that shit in an oil. They can drop that in on an oil spill, and it'll literally clean itself naturally. And the question is what happened to that technology? Like, what happened to that conversation? Why aren't we using that when we have chemical spills? And why isn't every car shop, every economics, money, capitalism? I don't know. What you think?
That's tough because there's no gain. When there's gain, you could understand the greed in it. But where's the greed in not cleaning up an oil spill?
Because I'm like, fam, if you can still make a company,
that produces
does
the
that.
Straight fungus that
right,
and make billions off that shit.
Billions, some new tech, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna make money. But it's like these motherfuckers are above that even. Like, they don't even want to have to work that hard, fam. It's just like, it works this way.
Do you know what I think it is? It's because it's a self-sustaining resource. I think it's because it's not something chemically made or something. There's no, like, I don't know. That just don't feel like there's a reason not to do that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Because all the oil companies lose a lot of fucking money when they have a tanker spill.
And think about it. You can cut that money in half and only eat your losses and not have to deal with none of the bureaucratic bullshit. I don't got to pay this community.
The environmental bullshit.
I fucked up their fish for the next 10 years.
Water.
You know what I mean? I don't
got
to do
a whole part of a country inhabitable.
Yeah, you know what I mean? For 16 months or some shit like that. Yeah, bro, I ain't even doing all that. We're just going to drop this in here, clean it up. Everybody's good.
And it's a natural thing that is...
It doesn't affect the wildlife in the water. None of that.
It won't fuck up...
Or the aqua life, if you want to say. Fam, I thought it was weird.
Yeah.
I thought it was weird. I want to show you this picture because you're not going to understand it until I show you this. But this is what we're going to do, and we're going to do this live on this show. So, my sister being an herb, she's an herbalist and all that type of shit, right? Mm-hmm. One day we chilling. She's like, "Oh, Kim, you ever thought about smoking your weed out of a rose?"
Oh, I saw somebody.
Man, what are you talking about? It's a whole thing, dog.
It's a whole process, too.
It's a whole thing. It's not as much of a process as you think. It's literally, man, taking some rolls, fresh rolls with the big petals, laying that shit flat, busting that thing down just like a leaf.
Yeah, but you gotta put it in the fucking oven and shit.
I don't know.
I know I saw somebody roll. Every time I seen somebody roll that shit, they put it
You
in the oven.
know what? Now that you say that, that do look like it's been in the oven.
Yeah, it's got because you gotta dry it out.
I'm about to do that though.
I'm just saying it's a process. It
No, you fat. And
smokes nice.
Or you can pay $16 and get these cones.
I might pay $16 and get the cones. Cause you put it in the oven like twice, nigga. It's not even just one time in the oven.
Rose petal rolling cones. Shit is wild, man. I mean, what you think it smoke like?
Probably like a leaf.
Does it taste good, you think?
Hell yeah. And it's a natural flavor too. It's not aromatic, it's not artificial. It's a natural flavor.
That's nuts. When I seen that, I definitely was like, put it on the list, fam. We're trying that. We're trying that. So that's Smoking Roses. Excuse me. My ex-girlfriend's daughter, her youngest daughter, when I would go in the backyard or the garage and smoke, come in the house, trying to, air out, probably put some lotion on or something. She would always say I smelled like burnt roses. I damn near thought about putting that on a shirt. But after I seen this, don't call me, man. Keem Rose out here, man.
Rose Petal King.
Rose Petal Keem. I got two more other little topics we'll run through real quick, man. And then we'll get up out of here. But, unless you got something you want to get off your chest. Fam, let me go here first. I'm going to go here first. You ever heard of the Bourbon King?
Mm-mm.
Do you remember a time when, out of nowhere, bourbon went from being like a country western drink, like a hick drink, to just boss-ass motherfuckers just drinking bourbon?
Yeah.
Right? You ever wonder why?
Yeah.
Fam, it's a documentary on Netflix. It's odd.
Oh, I've seen I haven't watched it, but I've seen, you see the little.
You got to watch this shit. So, it's a small town in Kentucky that's known for all the, distilleries, right?
Yeah, there's no bourbon distilleries in Kentucky.
They're like the capital of it, right?
That's where it came from.
So, fam, these cats, it's like one high school town. So everybody goes through, plays their little high school ball. It's a big baseball town. But it's like some Rucker Park type shit. Like, niggas ain't tripping if you go, and get a D1 scholarship or get picked up by the majors. It's all about playing in the city softball league.
Damn.
But they're showing highlights. I don't even think I've ever even seen niggas play softball like this before.
Niggas is really.
But this shit they was out there balling.
Niggas would have been in the crowd oh.
Yeah, that's how niggas was in the crowd, fam. Niggas was in the crowd it was. I've never seen more excitement around a baseball game or a softball game, period.
Ever.
Everybody's lit off bourbon.
Oh, yeah.
But niggas out there make their own bourbon, and everybody, the job to have is working at the
Working
plant.
the bourbon plant, yep.
So cats be taking shit, mixing it, doing all that type of shit. You know what I mean? And at these distilleries and plants.
Oh, wait, is it where a nigga, stole hella shit from his spot and then sold it? My dad was watching that one day, and I was peeping, in and out of it.
I fuck with Pops. Me and Pops can kick it, because every time I come in here, he be watching some ill shit. He be watching shit that I probably would at least try to watch. Fam. The cat,
stole hella.
He's nice. Look, he's nice at baseball. He was that guy. He actually went off, played a little baseball, came home.
No, I do. Okay,
he's working at the spot.
I do remember. So,
hold on, let me tell.
They all work there.
Hold on, let me. You get it together. Let me tell it. Let me tell it. For niggas that ain't heard this, dog. This shit is crazy. Just a regular dude, man. Married his high school sweetheart. Boom, right? He's working. She gets into real estate. They're doing good. They're middle class people, right? Yeah. But she's getting at him like, yo, I can't keep doing a little bit more economically because you're not working as much, because you got to have baseball time with your friends. Like, it was cool when we were younger before I had kids. Now I have kids. I'm not coming out there getting drunk with you and hanging out at the ballpark till 4 in the morning. This is a thing out there. It's a vibe. They got a nigga on a speaker.
No,
on a
I
loud
saw
thing.
that shit.
Right, so
I saw the thing.
It's baseball.
Used to be there with the glass
right.
sipping.
Dog, with the barrel.
Lit, yeah.
She hit him with the the woman ultimatum, fam.
Better make some moves.
The guys,
or me.
Your hobby, me or the kids, nigga. He tell the boys, like, yeah, I'm hanging them up. And he went into like a little depression, fam. Like, fam was really like going through it. Like, like, damn. Like, oh, what am I, trying to figure his way. It's like if your shorty told you couldn't DJ no more. Like, the family of DJ. Like, you would be.
Couldn't produce music anymore.
It'd be wild.
Rap, like, wait.
Like, what do you mean, fam? Like, so.
I ain't gonna hold you. I'm probably walking away.
I know, but still, like, we ain't got to go that deep, right? But they get there, and he's at that point, so he's just kind of going through the motions. And in that, he started hanging out with his wife more. Like, so now she's a realtor. She didn't, like, sold all the rich people in town their homes down there, and all the middle class people. So, like, she's always going to social events, dinners, shit that he would typically find boring, political stuff. So now he's there, and he was, that jock type. So they was coming over. Oh man, I remember when you used to. And then they talking. Oh, where you working at now? Oh, I'm, supervisor over at the plant. Oh man. And so they would ask him questions like, "Is it true they got stuff that's been there just, fermenting for 60 years, man? Like the bourbon." What happens is in pop culture, James Bond happened. The new James Bond. The old James Bond used to drink a martini.
Yep.
The new James Bond give me a bourbon.
Yep.
Right? And it became a big deal. Guess who really set it off the top? May he rest in peace. The great Anthony Bourdain.
Oh yeah.
Had a thing for bourbon. And did several shows about, and he named one bourbon, right? That didn't sell good. Nobody thought it was the shit back in the day. But he was like, man, if God made bourbon,
this is it.
This is what he made. And it was some off-name brand that at the time was going.
And that's the plant he worked
Listen to me, dog. No, his plant makes it. But all the plants there make it. So it was but it wasn't a top seller. Nigga, that shit was on the shelf. And the locals that like bourbon, that be on the farm, might drink the shit and like it because they knew what was up and be like, but nigga, the shit, the most expensive that had ever been is if you go to like a grocery store in the city, in the country in Kentucky, you can get a bottle for $50, $49. And the dudes that worked there, he didn't notice it at first because, he just worked there every day. And it was kind of tradition that like they kind of overlooked it. Man, these guys work 14-hour days, man. Like, everybody, take your bottle or two home. We got a new bottle, a new blend. Hey, try it out. Yeah. So he's been working there for 10, 15 years. He's got stashes of bourbon, dog. This is what him and his friends do. They go out and play ball, hit a joint, drink a few beers, and tap it off with a whole bunch of bourbon. So he's really a connoisseur in the shit, like without even trying to be. Mm-hmm. And it's what happened is it went from, pardon the expression, some redneck shit to like
white collar,
to some white collar elite. Now you got nigga Jay-Z and them be drinking bourbons and shit, like when you doing meetings and shit, like it big baller shit. The Hollywood wants bourbon. So like, Sean Penn and like Matt Damon and all these cats start requesting cases of bourbon. Well, what happens is the price start going up because now the shit is in these New York City and Los Angeles type places. And they're selling that shit for $150 a glass and things like that. The culture happened.
Yep.
Movies start, all this music. Rock stars are drinking it, talking about it on their shows and things like that. And they watched the price go to the point where nobody in the town could afford this shit. Imagine Ace and Cristal being $40 a bottle, some neighborhood shit that you and your homies was on. And then within like 5 years, the shit is $4,000 a bottle, and you can't even get it where you live at. And it's made where you live. You'd be offended, kind of.
Yep.
So the people there was kind of offended and was just like, man, ain't that some shit? Well, the aristocrats of this area, this small town area, they like the fact that when they go, the New York lawyers and friends come to town and their L.A. Hollywood friends come, or they go out there, they can bring them a bottle. And it was a way of showing off, like it's some Southern bourbon, boy. You know, top of the line. You can't get this. Right. It became a thing. So now this dude, who's making decent money, but he's kind of got to work his ass off. His wife is kind of the breadwinner. Oh, fam, he don't want to sell nothing. He know a guy come over, drink, talk shit with him, talk about the early days of baseball and all that shit. So they just shooting the shit. And the guy was like, man, I know a couple people, man, in town, on business. They love some of this, man. Like, how much you'll sell them a bottle for? And he's like, man, get the fuck out of here. This is my shit. I don't sell this shit. Mm-hmm. It's like certain people with their tree. I ain't selling this to you.
This is not personal.
You can sit here and smoke with me all night. I'm not selling you anything. This is my shit. And that's what he was about his bourbon. And dude was just like, hey, man, no, literally, like, here, man, and he kept giving them shit. So while they were drinking, the dude go in the back in his little garage, and his little stag grabbed 2 bottles and was like, here, that's all you get out. He was like, all right. Now, this is that bourbon that Anthony Bourdain was talking about before he died. Mm-hmm. Fam. He comes back with an envelope stacked full of hundreds and throws it on his table and was like, you got more? They'll take all you got. So, now hold on. That particular bourbon, I forgot the name of it, and they ain't paying us anyways, so whatever. He had only probably, let's say he about had like another case. He could put together a whole case of just that particular bourbon. He has hundreds of cases of bourbon at his house, but just the shit that he liked. Gives it to him, comes back, bricks. Yeah. The dude is just like, man, holy shit. Are you kidding me? So then now, he don't mean to, but the dude need keep coming back for him because he goes to these rich elite parties and golf tournaments at the country club with the rich people. And they like the fact that, I got a guy that can get this and it's this much a bottle. That elite shit. So now every time he goes to drop them off something, they got another order for him. And it's so crazy, the number that they willing to pay, that he like, man, I know that nigga. He's a working man. I got to take it to him. And he's not even risking anything. This shit is just out of his stash. But now he runs out of his stash. So guess what he does? Well, any fucking person with a brain and a frontal lobe does. He calls his coworker. Hey, Bobby, you got any more of that? I know you don't like to get rid of it. You know what I mean? But you see how much shit's going for now, right? And they all talk shit like, oh, man, one day I'm going to eBay this shit. Or, some country motherfuckers, they don't really know what they doing. Mm-hmm. So he like, man, no, hey, man, I got some people that'll take it off your hand. That's how much they'll pay for it. But he did the, like, American thing where, hey, man, I'm top dog. I'm bringing the business. I'll give you this much for it. Yep. But that's not how much he made for it. Make a long story short, in a small town, he got damn near everybody that worked for all 3 of the major plants, nigga. And some of these people are a little bit more with it. He's a good, law-abiding family man that don't fancy himself as doing anything too wrong, right? The money was just too crazy. He was starting to get $4,000 a bottle per bottle. I mean, $4,000 per bottle. That's crazy for some shit that he grew up drinking for $30, $50. Like, and okay, so he like, man, I'm gonna make this money. He starts putting people on with it. His whole baseball team now is like, they all worked at the plant. And the only ones that didn't work at the plant, guess what they did? They were cops. Mm-hmm. So they was making sure shit was going over left and right. Before you know it, but this motherfucker became El Chapo, nigga, of bourbon. Like, and they were doing it in ways that, the plants didn't know. They never really reported it missing. One case became famous that he didn't have nothing to do with, because some dudes were sloppy and just took a case of some of the most expensive shit, the 20-year shit, the shit that they let sit for 20 years before they put it in a bottle. Yep. And that was the shit that Anthony Bourdain got popping. And so because of that, they instantly was doing an inventory on that and was just like, oh, there's a bottle missing, and it's estimated to be worth $200,000 to $500,000. So it made national news because it was a weird story. Like, damn, there's a case of bourbon missing from a plant that's worth $200. Like, what kind of bourbon is that? That even more made bourbon like a big deal. Mm-hmm. It like blew it up. And so this dude, it drove his prices up. So now he getting like $7,000 a bottle. Fam. He got greedy and was like, you know what? Fuck this bottle shit.
I want a barrel.
Well, because they realized it was easier to just take the barrels. Hey, they're not going to get the bottle. But the bottles aren't fancy. It's bourbon. Like, you want a barrel? So these rich motherfuckers that got golf, living on the golf course and like to have these parties and shit.
They have it in the little crystal glasses anyway. They don't keep it in a bourbon bottle.
My nigga. They don't give a fuck what you give it to us in.
They give them a barrel.
We're not drinking it out of a mug like you fucking peasants, nigga. We got some crystal and all that shit for it. And our staff is going to deal with it. I don't even got to worry about opening it or nothing.
I'll get something built for the barrel
for
that
the barrel.
Looks beautiful in the house.
Fam. And my rich friends from New York and LA.
Come get a nigga paying.
Nigga, you ain't got no motherfucking barrels, nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? Rich people like shit like that, fam. Niggas. So what do you think they did? They ate that shit up. So, dog, now he get to a point where it got hot. So now he got like 100-something barrels at his house, nigga, just stashed because he had to halt the operation because it got too hot. Even the rich folks were like, "Oh, hey man, the police on it." Like, "Hey, we can fall back." Like, you know what I mean? His connection to the police department, like, "Hey, yo, woo, woo, woo." But nigga, it was a fucking sheriff, and they didn't have a connection with the sheriff department, and it was a sheriff elected position. He needed to get reelected. Wasn't the most popular.
Took him down.
He was overzealous, but this motherfucker was like Johnny on the spot and brung him down. And the thing is, that's crazy is because when they do it, they hit him with a RICO.
Yeah.
He RICO'd him.
Didn't pay no taxes.
He RICO'd him, dog. RICO'd him. On an illegal search warrant.
Took everything.
On some good old country boy shit where they just came on his property and was just like, yeah, we just got a tip about some, like some strange stuff out here. And his wife, not knowing what nigga, they had no clue what he was doing. Mm-hmm. They hit her in a RICO. Now, I'm sitting there saying this is some fucked up shit. The same way I would when they do that to my people. But I'm not going to lie to you.
It felt good.
A small part of me was just like, get they ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a RICO right there. Because I'm like, fam, that's what they do to everybody else.
Yeah.
That's a RICO. They had less on them. They had less on Casanova than they had on these niggas. There's less on Casanova 2-time that's the head of a RICO right now than it was. All the evidence was there, man. They got him. And we really got him. This is what I love about the white dude, though. And this white group of this white town, this white community. I'm giving them they flowers, bro.
They stood by. They stuck up for that nigga, huh? Didn't give a fuck about him getting.
The feds had to come in and like throw like football numbers at these niggas. They just had to play dirty because they were offended. Like, oh, these motherfuckers are loyal to him, and they wasn't used to that. Like, wait, hold on, because like all the people that they was like, hey man, you facing this many years, if you don't want to tell, what every last one of them said was like, I mean, look, bro, like I wasn't trying to do anything wrong. It was just kind of, or it got out of hand, but I mean. Wait. How many years? Wait. That's terrible, man. But I don't want to tell on whatever his name. I can't. They'll say fucking Steve. I don't want to tell on Steve. I played little ball with him, man. I grew up with him.
That's my man's.
That's my guy. Our kids know each other.
He put me on to some money.
Yeah.
Why am I gonna tell?
He showed me that, like, yo,
we could be rich.
You know the same barrel that we take and stash so that when our family comes in town, we can feed them. We can drink on the holidays for free. You can make about $100,000 with that. Like, come on, fam. We're the ones. Some of these dudes have positions where, like, they're the ones bottling the shit and taking inventory of it. What do you mean? We're just going to bottle up a couple. These 6 bottles ain't getting on the inventory.
6 bottles is missing.
These 6 barrels is coming with us. Like he said, he didn't even mean to. A couple of the people he hit, like, oh, yeah, can you get a barrel? I got some people willing to pay, like, shit, damn near $100K for a barrel. You willing to do it? Like, that's life-changing money. I know you got some financial issues. You're about to lose the farm. It's like, man, yeah, well, shit, right now, like, I'll get you a barrel tonight. Hey, man, if you're serious, Steve, I'll have a barrel on your truck by the time you're leaving work. Right? Well, shit, he said it. My truck I'm out of the security check and all that by the time I get to my truck. What's on my truck is my business. Yeah. So, if you say so, he come out of work. He had to tell the dude to stop because one day he came out to his truck. That shit was loaded with barrels, nigga. And then one day he came to his woodshed, and the dude, because he found out the dude was on meth. He wasn't losing his farm because of the man was after him. He just was smoking the farm away and had lost his wife and kids and was really bad out. But the dude didn't know that. You just know the nigga from work. And was like, I got a way that you can help you lose your, do this because these people trying to get the barrels. And his whole thing was, I'm not trying to steal anything from my job. Yeah. So he was using people that work there that can just kind of make it happen versus stealing it. That's why none of the plants could really, out of that one height robbery, could really nobody. That's what his lawyer. I didn't get to finish it, but his lawyer was arguing. That's where they had him. That's where the whole fight was. It was like, well, you go to my employer, nigga has never reported that I stole anything from him.
Yep.
And the barrels, they were smart. They wouldn't mark them because guess what? Guess who was paid to mark them?
The dude on the team.
So I got these barrels, and they look a lot like the company barrels, but nigga,
they're not marked.
And you don't know what's in these barrels unless you open them. Yep. His lawyers is like, you didn't obtain them legally. Nope. You got them under the guise that they're missing from this company. This company has never even said that they're missing, that they have any missing barrels. You don't know when these barrels was missing, how long they've been here. Shit, you don't even know if my client put them here.
Right. They're
on the back end of his property somewhere. How you know somebody ain't steal them and bring them over here? So that's where they was when it. But the funny thing is, nigga, now I can't find this shit back on Netflix to finish it. Damn. Don't you hate when that happens? Mm-hmm. It's not in my shit. Like I must have dozed off on it so it actually finished because it's not in continue watching. I keep looking it up.
They took it off.
Man, I looked it up on Google. It says it's on there. It's a new documentary under the heist shit. But then when I look it up under the heist, it gives the description of it, but it ain't no video. It take you to this whole bank robbery shit. So I was like stuck. Like, damn, man, shout out to the Bourbon King. I don't know what happened to him.
Let's see. We're going to look it up.
I don't know what happened to my guy, man.
Let's see what he got. I know he didn't get away.
That's what I was thinking. But then I'm like, he couldn't because they made a documentary about it. That would be telling. Good old Bourbon King. Man, I'm rooting for that dude. Yeah, bro, I'm in to all the smokers out there, anybody that smokes herb or cigarettes, if for that matter, there's a natural ancient root that you can get, a herb called myelin. It looks a lot like marijuana. You probably have to go to the online to get it from some kind of herbalist or whatever that's selling it online. I recommend that you order it. You steep it in tea and consume it that way. But you also can put it in your joint, mix it with your herb, put it in your pipe, or roll it up in a leaf. And if you hear it in my voice, man, all the phlegm, it literally just cleanses your lungs and rejuvenates your lungs.
Kurt Singer is the guy's name.
That's his name, Toby.
Pappy Gate is what they called it.
Yeah, Pappy Gate.
Pappy Van Winkle Bourbon.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Pappy nigga. It was a crazy story, bro. And it was just an opportunistic crime.
He was sentenced to 15 years.
Damn, they
hold on. He only served 30 days.
What?
Yep. Pled guilty to theft charges September of 2017, was sentenced to 15 years, although he only served 7 days. But cursing his story is only tip of the iceberg. With his arrest, police uncovered a culture of theft among distillery employees.
Yep.
Cursing denies stealing the $100,000 worth of bourbon, and the docuseries actually points a finger at another Buffalo Trace employee for the crime. Damn.
So I didn't get to see that part.
Okay, according to the cursing, was given a shock parole for his sentence since he was a first-time nonviolent offender. He's really white privilege at its finest. We're done with that.
Damn, they did him like that.
We're done with that.
Who do 30 days on a 15-year sentence
and get a shock parole?
What is that?
How you get a parole in 30? We're done talking about.
No, they made that up. A shock parole.
We're done taking that.
Yeah, it's a shock, all right.
Yeah, it is. Because who gets 30 days? I ain't never heard of any white man getting paroled in 30 days. Period. Any man. Fuck a color at that point. We can't call it white privilege at that point. How, my nigga?
You know what though? When you watch this shit, I'm gonna be honest.
Maybe he just didn't. They, like you said, they couldn't
nah,
prove that nothing was ever technically.
You know what it is though? That part is probably part of it. But they had him though. Though they that's why he got sentenced to 15 years, nigga. They won.
They won.
Cause I remember I seen how they was breaking it down. They had that nigga picture up here. You know when
And
they do the pyramid. You know when they do the
yeah,
pyramid, fam, somebody's going to jail.
to prison. If
And
not,
when you on
half
top,
that pyramid's in jail, nigga. It's a good chance.
and when
it's
you on top, nigga, it's a good chance it's you.
It's a good chance it's you and at least like 8 people under you, nigga.
I'm just being honest. So like, but I want to finish it or watch it again because,
shock parole.
fam, I left that shit feeling like free my nigga Toby.
He's free.
I know, but I ain't know that then. But like, yeah, like just leave him alone because, dog, it's literally like
them niggas even miss that shit.
When you hear me speaking about it, it sounds like, and you hear like it written, and you be like, oh, okay, so niggas were stealing from their job because the shit was expensive and they sold it. It's really not that simple.
It's not.
It's really not. It's like a lot of arm twisting and like, oh man, come on, man, like, and it's like, it's stuff that, yeah, technically under the guise of law, nigga, it's theft. That ain't your shit. But what it exposed, it even said in that write-up, it exposed, technically it's theft, but the company was okay with it because the company's been exploiting the town and the township for years. These people are overworked, underpaid. The companies are paying very low taxes. They're not expected to fund anything in the town. No roads, highways, school sponsorship, nothing. So in a lot of their ways, like one of the representatives from one of the distilleries was just like, yeah, like it's not frowned upon that the workers, you know, at the end of the shit, the way it broke it down, it's just like working at UPS or something like that. Like you can only load so many trucks before your shift is over. Well, it's a given that one of the days when you load in the truck, you're gonna be your shift's over. It's time for you to leave, and the truck ain't all the way loaded, you know, or vice versa. So there's like leftover work, right? That might be a bad analogy, but at the end of the day, like what he was describing is that you got these bottles coming through on the plant, and they're supposed to get bottled a certain way, certain number, but at a certain shift change, when the fellows is leaving, right, when everybody leaving, those ones that didn't get packaged up, they don't trip if the guys take them 1 or 2 home, and nobody really abused it. But all these motherfuckers been working there since high school. Yeah. So over the years, like even if you worked at the dispensary and you got to take an 1/8 home a day, a new 1/8, or even a new gram that no, there's a new gram, and you didn't get to smoke them all the way through, like, so like I say, like you would have hella tree stashed somewhere, like over the years, bro. Like I got a tree, like I work at the dispensary for the last 20 years, and you know, or especially if you worked in like the cultivating department,
right?
Say you worked cultivating at the dispensary, where at the end of the night they're splitting all the weed that touched the floor anyway. So it's about a pound being divvied up between 13 people every shift. Yeah. And you go home and you work 6-7 days a week.
Yeah, you ain't gonna smoke through all that.
25 years.
Yeah, you gonna have peas.
Fam, everybody in your family and all your friends from other parts of the world, when they come visit, they know that like, yeah, I'm getting a little pack. My name Dre gonna send me home, right? Like I'm good. Imagine one day you wake up.
It's worth thousands.
And it's worth $4,500 per gram.
I'm selling everything. And I'm figuring out how to get all of it.
Now you still work at the dispensary. They clear you out of your personal stash at what you're willing to sell, right? So now you lean on your coworkers like, hey, bro, it's this little thing going on. Like, yo, like, you know this shit that we get at the end of the shift that technically they gifted us? Hey, man, like, we're getting $4,500 a gram for this shit. Well, now you got people from the morning shift of cultivating that might have been a manager that is a little more lax on this shift, that they just brung you a box of 12 pounds. Like, here, nigga, you didn't ask for that. And you even chastise them like, yo, bro, don't do that shit again. This is thievery. You stole this from the dispensary. This ain't the shit that we get at the end of the shift.
You done brought me.
Because now that you're the guy that got the connect. You the guy that can make it, oh, man, if they paying us for this, I'm going to do this. So now niggas for that work there is just bringing you pounds. Like, oh, bro, do this. And he's the only one that went to jail. They didn't want him. They didn't want nobody else.
Nope, they
But they said a lot of them motherfucking people that work there, niggas, like half the shipment, like half the shit that they found out that was stolen, they got like a quarter to half of that shit back. Because people in the town, once they seen they hit him with 15 years, or he was facing 15 years, they just started driving that shit in, nigga, per their lawyer, dropping it off. Like, oh, we didn't know. Because that's how laxed it was. It was a culture of like, yeah, technically under the guise of the like description of the word, that's theft. But it was cool. Fam, it's like when I was young and I worked at McDonald's.
It was cool till they started making money off of it.
Right. Because it's like when I was young and worked at McDonald's, bro. Like, as long as you wasn't selling McDonald's food, nigga, on the sideline, bro, while you working, if you want a shake, make you a shake, bro. Right. If you want to get a burger or something like that, nigga, and go off to the side and smash on it, man. You can eat all that for lunch. Like, when I worked there as a kid. But, like, I'm just saying, like, if I'd have turned around and sold the shit for a couple $1,000s when I left, they'd have had a problem with it, I guess. Because you're right. I think it got out that, you know, they was making this money. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. So shout out to the Bourbon King. What's his name? Toby? Shout out to my guy, Toby. Man, we're going to wrap it up with this one, bro. If you didn't have anything that you want to get off your chest, bro. We're not Rich the Kid fans here. Let me not speak for you. I can't name a Rich the Kid song.
Neither can I. What do you mean?
And today is the first day I actually, like, I know what he looks like. This is not a diss to Rich the Kid, his music, or anybody that listens to it. It's not. He don't make music for us. Okay? But I watched him do an interview on DJ Academic's new podcast, and when I seen him, it just struck me because it's something I see from a lot of these artists from this generation. And I got to myself to ask this question. Okay, we were the generation that said, fuck the labels. Mm-hmm. We don't need you niggas, right? But you know what we didn't think about? Artist development.
Oh, yeah.
Like, fam. So when we said fuck the labels, we going independent, we forgot to pay somebody to come in here and teach these motherfuckers how to do interviews. Mm-hmm. But the whole interview is fighting with him to ask any question.
Oh, to answer anything?
And you know what he's doing? He got his mans with him that nobody knows in the interview that's just sitting there. It looks like definitely Act wanted the one-on-one, but he got his mans with him, nigga. And every time Act him a question like, "Yo, man, NBA YoungBoy showed you a lot of love when I was talking to him. He said, yeah, man, he wouldn't do no music with so and so because he got a beef with you, and he got to set that straight with you because he loves you and that's his boy." He's like, "Man, that's crazy. Y'all never really be around each other in public. I didn't know that y'all was good friends. You know, that's one of my favorite artists. Like, tell us about y'all friendship." Oh, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, just look at him, bro. Like, man, I don't know. You want to know about our friendship? That's my dog. And that was that. Like, he was looking for Act to move on. And I just thought to myself, I instantly thought back of like, fam, do you know how lucky we are to get to have those Tupac memories of interviews and those like Kanye rants that we make fun of, but like just to have an artist that's actually even engaged. Right. Like, fam, I started thinking about all the legends that I love and like looked up to as a kid. Like, they all gave classic interviews at one point in time. They're from DMX to Hove to Big to Pac to Nas. Nigga, there's a classic interview out. Mm-hmm. There's a classic interview with Outkast.
That nigga's got a classic interview now, too, being a dipshit.
But no, the thing is, I mean, maybe, yeah, because he ended up walking out, I think, on the interview because, like, Act started getting at him, like, bro, like, what are you, like,
What'd
you know.
You even come for?
That's my point. It's like this internet generation of musicians, I'm only talking about the musicians, have to remember, fam, like, artists is human engagement still. Like, being a musical artist, means that you still have to, you're still like having some kind of human interaction. You have to be able to communicate and express yourself with the very people that you want to fund your art. Like, the fact that you don't think that I guess I get it. It's like cool to them. That's like the cool nigga shit to do is to like laugh when you ask them a simple question. You know what I mean? Act like they're disinterested in the moment. And I get that to an extent, but it's just like, bro, like, you're on a podcast. This is going to be a conversation over an hour or so. Like, chop it up with the man. Like, what do you like? What inspires you? You can't, it's not cool to answer what inspires you to do music. That's not cool. Like, Act wasn't Vlading you. So I could see if you was getting DJ Vladed where, like, you know, allegedly where niggas be asking you questions for ulterior motives. He wasn't asking you about shit that can incriminate you.
Right, he's asking you.
He was asking you pop star 101, rock star 101, rap star 101. Oh, what do your fans want to know? Like, are you single? What do you look for in a woman? Like, you know, bubblegum ass questions. Like, what do you do for fun, my nigga? Like on it's a given day. Like, what do you do to set the mood off? Like, man, you know, like, and it just was so corny. And I'm a hip hop baby. I'm all for being cool, nigga. I want to die cool.
He was too cool.
But damn, this nigga was too cool. So, and I guess if that's what the young kids are calling cool, like, I'm an old head right now. It might be a nigga 14, 15 that just look at that shit and be like, man, that boy got swag. Maybe these young cats don't want to know what inspires their artists. You know, maybe I'm off on that. But I don't know, dog. What's your take on, like, you don't see, like, you're an artist. You've been interviewed before, nigga. You've been on tour.
No, I feel like that Rich the Kid interview is a one-off. Go look at all the other young cats. The Lil Babies, Da Babies, Gunna.
Those are, you just named two major stars. Like,
Gunna's not a major star.
Yeah.
Dirk's not a huge major star.
Dirk's gotten better.
Well, not. What's
Dirk,
his name?
Dirk has gotten better. King Von gave a good interview.
Gotta go to the niggas.
But you can still see where these niggas could use some media training, bro.
What's his name? Hold on. Motherfucking Dolph. Young Dolph's great at interviews.
Yeah, but is he one of the youngins?
I'm not saying young, but he's part
of
this
like my age.
This new age shit. He came older. He was just older, part of the new age
I get it,
shit.
but when you come older, nigga, he grew up watching Tupac interviews too. He grew up watching, like, articulate
I'm just saying,
niggas.
a lot of these younger cats give great interviews.
You know, you just named some that I'll vouch for. But, dog, a lot of them don't.
Rich the Kid is just, that's
like,
a one-off.
You're naming more of the household names, too. I'm talking about, like, nigga, there's a lot of these niggas that's young enough. You can see it, and you're like, fam, you're talented, but you had to know. Dog, this has killed Bryson Tiller's career. The reason why Bryson Tiller ain't is, I mean, don't get me wrong, that nigga's
talented
and doing his thing. He's have a successful career. Like, I'm not saying that he's like
and
whack.
He's a writer too. He writes for a lot of
but
people.
dog, the thing is like, I'm saying the reason why he's not as visible, like, he could be, and that could be by choice, obviously. But I'm just saying, in terms of notoriety, in terms of acclaim, he could be far bigger. Yeah. But have you ever seen an interview with him?
Nope.
And when the interviews he does, like, it's literally, you could see it. And he to the point where he had to address it. He had to, like, speak about it.
I'm not good at interviews.
Bro, he has social anxiety. Like, like him sitting doing an interview, like, you could just see it, bro. All that coolness is gone. He's just kind of like, you know, like, it's that very
money,
like
that money means the money, the swag,
like,
the jewelry,
nigga, let's hurry up and get this shit over with.
Anxiety,
let's get it over with. I don't want to talk to you, nigga. Why are you asking me these questions? Just listen to my music.
And before you people ask that stupid question of how do you do music but your social anxiety, there's a difference between me doing a show and having 10 feet between me and you. I'm not intimate with any one of you.
Right, and I'll probably
this nigga having a chop up conversation.
You're right. And
I'm
look at the show
right
set.
Here. Right.
That'll tell you a lot too.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be a lot of bright lights. Like, it's gonna be dark,
dim,
nigga. The crowd gonna be dark. I don't want to see you niggas' faces either. Like, but most of the lighting is gonna be on y'all. I got sunglasses on.
It's easy for a rapper or a singer to deal with social anxiety when they're not being touched. They're not close enough to be touched, and I don't have to deal with a soul one-on-one.
Fam, it makes sense. Being from someone that's I've spoken to large audiences, like, I've been on a stage before. I ain't never rapped or sang like that. You know what I mean, on a stage. So like, I'm not a performer. So I can imagine.
Say he had to go to like a birthday party. intimate birthday
But that's
party.
probably what a booking that he's not gonna do because of that.
Exactly. He
you know what I mean?
Do that
There's certain shows in Paris and in certain parts of the world where there's small, intimate venues, the House of Blues and shit like that. He might not. He might turn down bags to do those shows or do a venue there because
House of Blues is too.
It's
too
intimate
small for him.
It's an intimate spot.
Somebody could touch him on stage. People.
It's just a thought.
You can hear hecklers better in House of Blues.
Right, like it's just a thought, bro.
If you're
like
performing in a fucking Coliseum with 25,000 people, you ain't gonna hear no heckler talking shit to you.
Right.
20,000 people still cheering.
I've always said that with hoop too. Like the bigger the crowd, nigga, the less it's just like whatever.
It's too loud.
And then whatever, man.
Right.
Like it's too many niggas in here to be like focused on being nervous for somebody. Like
exactly.
I really believe that. I know a lot of people that has never performed anything in front of a crowd might be like, oh my God, it's 30,000 people.
Nigga, when you've grown up playing basketball and you've grown up listening to a crowd, you've grown up listening to hecklers in that crowd, you've learned how to drown out a heckler. You learn how to drown out a whole crowd noise. Right. LeBron goes onto that court and hears nothing but that ball bounce and
that's why the bubble shit was an anomaly because that's when we was talking about like fam. That's why they were saying it's the hardest shit because LeBron has probably not played like the smallest crowd he had probably ever played in since high school was like 5,000. Yeah. So he looking, you know what I mean? Like, damn, bro. Like I ain't played ball and like this is like practice. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like practice. Like you can hear people. It was weird. Like I'm used to 30,000 people screaming or either screaming or booing.
Yeah, I can hear the coach yelling at me on the hella clear.
Look at the anomaly players. There's some players that nigga averaged 12 the year before. Nigga went off for like 26 a game.
Look how much time delay they had to put on the bubble.
Yeah.
Because you can hear all that cussing now niggas was doing on the court, nigga.
Niggas talking shit. Oh, you bitch ass nigga.
Yeah, you're hearing all that.
You're hearing all that. Nigga like, man. That's a fact.
That's just quiet, pin drop quiet.
Bro, I think they should go to a separate broadcast, like a rated R sports broadcast that lets you hear what niggas be saying to each other on the court and field.
Because they can charge a monthly fee, and a bunch of us will pay for that.
I pay just for the audio.
To hear it? Yeah.
I pay a monthly fee for that at the end of the weekend for football and at the end of the basketball week. This shit just come to my phone and I can hear a nigga what game, what these niggas were saying. And just hear what niggas were saying to each other.
Hear a nigga blah, bitch, get that fucking shit the fuck up out of you,
hey,
bitch.
Bro, I heard, I'll never forget one All-Star game. This nigga AI looked like he was Blaze, fam. And I seen AI get the rebound, come down court. And you know on Saturday morning games where the audio kind of would be like highlight. It was an All-Star game, though, fam. He came down court, and he tried to do a no-look, but he had jumped in the air, and he tried to throw the no-look. And he tricked that shit off, nigga. Straight turnover. They going the other way. That nigga GP looked at him and was like, nigga, what you doing? He was like, damn, nigga, my bad. I thought that shit was you. Because he didn't even run back. Like, he was looking at the rim, like, waiting for the nigga to shoot it almost still. Like, he just knew he got the dime off. Like, threw it off. Like, he looking like, and GP was like, what you doing? Like, nigga, what you doing? Like, and he looked at it, was like, damn, nigga, my bad. I thought that shit was you. And they didn't get to blurt it out fast enough. And I recorded this back in the day when I was recording games and shit. Nigga, I had that shit on record. Nigga, I used to watch that shit all the time and just start dying laughing. Like, man, they will never mic AI again. Certain players, bro, they can't mic. I couldn't be mic'd up. I be thinking about that all the time. Like, damn, that'd be crazy to play a whole game mic'd up. Bro, I'm talking too spicy. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying shit that'll get me on all kind of hated lists and banned from shit. And I don't mean none of it, nigga. I'm just in the game. I'm just in the. Bro, I'm just in the. Who knows what I'm gonna say, bro? I'm in the heat of battle, nigga. I might be the most coldest, vicious. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling, fam. Shit wild though. But yeah, man. Shout out to Richard Kidd. We wasn't shitting on him. Shout out to all these young boys, man, and girls doing their thing in this music industry, getting to that bag. But hey, yeah, media savvy. It don't hurt to do a better job in terms of expressing the, you know what it is you're trying to convey to your fans while not performing it. You know what I'm saying? The fucking interview was horrible, fam.
Just like Haiti Baby's fucking freestyle.
Yeah.
You remember that shit?
That's a fact.
Well,
it's been fun.
That's another episode of the Always Talking Shit Show.
Boy Kim Sincere.
I'm your host, Doc On.
And we out.
Motherfuckers next week.
Hey, they know you're the host. They know we're hosts.
I don't care. I'm just used to saying this shit.
That ain't a lot. You don't be getting tongue tied saying that shit. Pause.
It's second nature now. Anyway, fuck how you feel. Fuck how he feel too. I'm out of here.
Hey, man. I'm your host, Akeem Sincere.
I'm your host, Doc On. Nigga. Simple as that.
Nigga, you Doc. I'm Keem, man. We out of here, man. Let's go,
him,
man.
You always talking shit show.
He had nothing to do with
Let me
that.
play this melody, fam. Be producing shit in here.
No, he don't.